What makes the web work?
Information and academics.
Passion.
I think it's information.
Electricity.
I think the web works on trust.
Developers.
Connected humans.
We do.
The people.
It's the people.
Totally people.
People make the web work.
Hello and welcome to WordCamp US 2025. My name is Steve Persh of Pantheon, and this is Web Sessions. I'm sitting here with Lauren Bridges, WordPress developer. Lauren, for those watching who may not have met you previously, could you take a moment and introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Lauren Bridges. I am from North Central Florida, Ocala. I love WordPress. This is my very first WordCamp. Super excited to be here.
Well, welcome to the experience of WordCamp. I'm curious, from your perspective, what makes the web work?
People, but also plugins for sure. I started with themes, but really the work it's in plugins. That's what gets us where we're going.
So I'm curious for someone who is working, making WordPress websites, how much energy and attention do you put on that line between themes and plugins? Because there are some people at WordCamps who have extremely strong opinions about the line between WordPress themes and WordPress plugins. Others like, it's PHP. Put whatever code you want anywhere you want.
Oh no. Like we're two different camps. Definitely, themes is obviously very front end facing. You don't have to think that much with themes. I don't think. Plugins is saying, I need to go beyond the theme. Like, I really need to give this website, this application, this project a little more brains than a theme could. A theme really, in my opinion, should be helping the person who is using the editor. The plugin would too, but maybe more of the business logic is going to be in the plugin. I'm just guessing. How's that sound?
I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. Plugin writing can be challenging. It is tough to know what is possible in WordPress. How are you accelerating the process of writing plugins these days?
I definitely use AI.
What?
Yeah. Well, I don't have to, but I like it. I like it for some of the more challenging concepts. Like if you want to start adding classes and be like a real developer, use namespaces, then you can use AI to kind of get you on the right track, show you some of the things you might be, because you can write a really bad plugin. You can write a bad plugin that's insecure, and you can hurt people's websites with that.
Yes.
So
I'm curious. There are bad plugins. There are good plugins.
Mm-hmm.
For you, what are the indicators of quality for a good plugin?
a changelog. Like number one, someone who's documenting the work. If there's any kind of documentation at all on the plugin, that's a pretty good indication that it's good work. Because if you are a plugin developer and you start writing documentation, you'll notice that when you start writing, you see, oh, that thing that I made actually isn't that great. It can be improved. So it's like a continuous iterative cycle of success.
So it's not necessarily that the documentation is the quality, it is the indicator, it is the evidence that someone did the thinking that should have been done.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier we were chatting about using Gemini. I'm curious what other AI tools you've tried. What brought you to and into the microphone? What brought you to Gemini?
As a Google fan person, I've been fully indoctrinated into Google. I use it for all kinds of things. So if you just slide over into Gemini, you can save a lot of your work pretty easily. And it also feels like it knows you because you've been in Google.
Mm-hmm.
You use Gmail.
I do use Gmail.
Have you ever used Google Docs, Google Sheets, any of that?
I spend way too much time in Google Docs.
Right. So Gemini just made sense for me, but I have used Claude a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I paid for it. I think I used it for a couple of days, and then I took everything that Claude gave me back to Gemini, and I was like, what do you think about this? And it was like, I don't know why you're using, like, we got you. And this was right before Gemini did the CLI edition, so it just made sense to just stick with Gemini. And
yeah. And could you tell me more about the types of sites that you're building?
Oh yeah. I build sites for work, but then I also get wild hair ideas, just all kinds of stuff. I bought a domain called Global Coven because I wanted to get all the witches across across the land together and have like a global witch marketplace. I'm sure there's
A
plenty of
global witch marketplace?
Yeah, I'm sure it already exists, but I wanted my own.
Tell me more about what would occur on a global witch marketplace.
Well, we could share spells
Great.
and curses, recipes, crystals, trading crystals, tarot cards, like all that.
This sounds amazing. I mean, I'll say a lot of the web, in my opinion, has gotten boring in the last few years. The web, when WordPress started, there were weird corners of the web. There were eccentric corners of the web. And in so much of the 2010s and early 2020s, there's just like a blanket of sameness that went across the web. I like the idea of knowing that the web can be used for global covens. Did you watch Agatha All Along?
No, I have never
No?
seen that.
Well, I learned more about covens than I ever knew before by watching that show.
I picked up that domain name because when I started working remotely, I realized that there's a bunch of YouTube people doing fortune telling, and I didn't realize that was a thing. So I
did not realize that was a thing either.
I think maybe it came into popularity like over COVID times when people were just at home a lot and needed some entertainment. But there are people that will read your they don't know you, but they're reading. It's a collective reading, so they're reading to anybody, and they say, "Oh, if this resonates with you, then
interesting.
This is your reading." It is. It like totally sucked me in. So I was like, well, what if we had a global coven and we could kind of connect some people in this marketplace? But there's other people doing that. Hipsy, I think, is one of them.
So I can't help but go to how would we use WordPress and the web itself to communicate auras? Like, if what is happening in a fortune telling experience is my aura is being read and the person is interpreting parts of my essence, how does that get passed through the web? Like, I want an HTTP header for I want a request header and maybe a response header for sending such things. And I don't know what those implementation details look like, but perhaps I could ask Gemini.
Wasn't there like a term that came up recently called aura farming? Did you hear
Yes.
Did you hear that one?
Yes, I did hear aura farming, but please describe.
Well, I heard about it in that boat race with the little kids sitting on the front.
Yes.
Sitting on the front of the boat, and I just kept hearing people say this kid is aura farming. So I'm like, well, what's aura farming? And I never got to the bottom of it, but I'm thinking like the aura, the concept of the aura, it's on the web now, and people are talking about it. So we're just a few clicks away from those response and request headers that you're talking about. I think we just need some more aura farmers, maybe.
All right. Well, if you're watching and you're interested in aura farming, other than globalcoven.com, where can the folks of the internet find you, Lauren Bridges?
Oh, I had a Shopify site, and I took that down, and just doing my own thing now, oneoffboss.com. It used to be a store that didn't work out.
All right.
So now it's just me talking about processes eventually. Working up to it.
Sounds good to me. Well, thanks so much for joining me here at WordCamp US. I'm glad you've made this your first WordCamp. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great WordCamp, everybody. Can I get a high five before we go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much.